Hey guys, Chris, what's going on? So I went ahead and got myself another toy. When I went and bought that Pantera that I just modified, I saw a crown up there, and I kind of fell in love with the stock. And I love this wood stock, and I love this the look of it, the way it fits in your hand. This is just such a beautiful gun. I haven't modified the power. I did a little bit, like I don't know if you guys have seen, but the spring adjustment, there's just like a little set screw that you can tighten that will make the spring, it makes the adjustment wheel have much more of an effect, because there's like a preload on the spring. But I ordered the adjustment spring from Huma Air. I ordered the Slug power kit. I ordered the version 2 transfer port, and this has the valving for the transfer port, and a Saber Tactical bottle clamp, because I don't want to do anything to damage the stock in any way, that's for sure. And I finally bought an Element scope. I think I mentioned that before, but anyways, also I did a couple of things to upgrade the audio even more than I had already, so hopefully you guys hear me nice and clear. But today I'm going to show you, so this isn't actually like out of the box. Also, as far as the crown, the scope, I had to buy risers, as well as these are high scopes, high scope rings. So these are about 1.46 inches, so about 1.5 inches, but it's nowhere near high enough. If I were to take these risers off, it would hit the magazine. So you do need pretty high scope rings, like especially high. So I've heard those FX No Limit rings will work, but I decided to go this route because these scope rings are perfect for me. I actually like the Arkin scope rings the best, but I have them on my other guns. These are some Monstroms. They have a level on them, and then these couple of risers gave me the rest of the height that I needed. But I like that these have 6 bolts. They have 3 bolts on each side. So anyways, I'm gonna take a couple of shots. I've got these are 32 grain. It's a 25 caliber I bought. 32 grain. I'm gonna actually start to shoot pellets out of this. Even though I'm gonna modify it, I'm gonna just turn it way down, and I'm gonna be shooting pellets out of it, even though I don't really shoot pellets, because I'm hoping to participate, if my work schedule allows. I'm hoping to participate in this Northeast airgun competition. So I'm gonna have to have a gun that's ready for pellets. So this will be my gun for pellets, and then I'll probably bring 3 or 4 guns. I'll probably bring the Pantera will be either the Pantera or the Impact will be for the other categories, one or the other, and I might even bring the Western Rattler, but the AEAs and stuff are going to stay here. So I'm going to take a couple shots. This is a 700 millimeter barrel. I also got the 370. It makes a huge velocity difference. I'm sure I'll get it up powerful enough. That's the goal, so I can have a very short barrel on here, and then also be able to carry that around and light and not so awkward, and be able to have a powerful gun nonetheless. So an accurate gun. So I'm going to see how that goes, but this gun has been really accurate so far. So I'm going to take a couple of shots and show you guys. It's 974. Okay, I'll grab the tablet real quick so that I can have you guys see the speed of it. Okay, let's see, Pro Chrono. Let's just search it. There we go. No, that's digital link. Oh, that isn't that it? Yeah, that is it. Pro Chrono. Okay, this is going to be crown. Alright, now you guys should see and hear the velocity. No, I did not hook that. That should be it. It's catching up to all the text messages because it was off. Why is it not reading this? It said it's disconnected now, so it must have been. Is it going to connect now? Okay, let's see if that works. I'm wondering if I've been getting accurate numbers now.
841.
There we go. No, it's been slower. I can go up a couple notches. Oh no, I can't. I just cocked it. Oh, it's so accurate though, dude. Like right in the center dot. I mean, I already zeroed it. I didn't want to have to make you guys watch that. I did order a Tacticam, so now I'm a little high because I just turned up the speed. But so as of tomorrow, I'll be able to take the footage like through the scope, so that I don't have to switch it back and forth from the ATN scope, which I'll still use for night vision, but probably little else. Let's see if I can get that elevation. There we go. Same damn hole. Why am I not getting speed readings though? It's acting like it's reading it, but it's not. It's not a duplicate. Chrono string is almost full. Please. What do you mean it's almost full? There's only one thing on it. Sorry about this, guys. Let me just delete this other stuff. I didn't know that I needed to do that. Okay, let's delete that. Yes. Delete that. Yes. Done. That's the only thing I can think of why I would have been doing that. No. Hopefully that is gonna not give me a hard time anymore. Oh my god. I really want you guys to see downrange while I'm doing this, because the accuracy is kind of crazy. I made one hole out of 3 shots after the 1 or 2 shots being high, and then I adjusted it a few clicks, just lined it right up. If you guys don't know how to zero scope, which I'm sure most of you probably do, but just in case, if you are aiming at one spot and you make impact at a little bit higher spot, just adjust the scope to where you were aiming. I mean, to where you hit. I'm sorry. While you remain where you were aiming, just remain exactly where you were aiming, but move the crosshairs just to where you impacted, and then aim where you want, and you should be right on target. Okay, I don't know what is up with this chronograph. I'm sorry about that, guys, but if you hadn't noticed, I modified the silencer when I got it. I did pay the extra $50 for the Donnie FO/FX moderator, which I've been happy with on my other gun, but I've been happy with it because I modified it on that too. So what happened is on the Pantera, it was blowing the felt right out the little holes on the side, because that thing's got some serious power. I put the second bottle on it, which I actually had the 580 bottle, this one, and I switched it out for the 480 that came on the crown, so I'd have a little bit bigger bottle on the crown, which Pantera still got more air than any of them. And I'm going to have to get another one of 2 ways. I haven't decided which way to go for the Western Rattler, because that one sucks up so much air. I'm probably better off. I think it's got a 580 also. I may get the double, the thing where you can put 2 bottles. They have an adapter that you can put 2 bottles. I don't really like the way it looks, but the alternative is either an adapter to just hook it up right to a big bottle and a long hose, but not out in the field. So I mean, like maybe another 700 millimeter, like on my impact. But I'll have to figure that part out. But so this I just wanted to show you that in the beginning, this gun is not all that powerful when you get it. I adjusted it up. This was actually giving me shots at like 650, 700 feet per second with a little heavier slugs. They were my slugs, the lighter ones of my slugs. In 25, they were like a little over 40. That was the lightest ones that I ever made. I usually shoot them about 50 grain, but I'm going to be able to shoot them 50 grain out of this, but I'm probably just going to try it that way once I do the modifications, because this competition's only in a month, and then I'm just going to tune it back down and get it ready, get it zeroed in with pellets really well. And I've got my impact set up for 22 right now, because this and the Pantera is 25, because I happen to like 25 caliber. I think it's a perfect middle ground between the calibers, and then I like the 357 when I want a big gun, and I have a separate gun for that. But for precision, I think 25 caliber is a perfect size, because it's small enough to still be precise, but big enough to still do damage. So I mean, when I'm hunting squirrels or pesting squirrels, I knock them right out with one shot with the 25s. Sometimes not so much with the 22s. It doesn't kill them in one shot, even with a 40 grain. I really can't wait until I get this Tacticam so you guys can actually see what I'm seeing, because this accuracy is crazy. Well, this chronograph wants to bust my chops, so we will just do this. Put the FX chronograph on there. Okay. Because sometimes I don't really like to use this because I can't go over about 1,100 feet per second and won't read. That one will read my ARs. It'll read 3,000 feet per second. So it's a good chronograph, but I don't know why it's acting up right now.
170.8.
What? Something wrong with this thing now too. This is another reason I don't really like it. Okay, let's sixes, yeah, okay, pellet. No, it's not 85 grains. This is for something else. This is 32 grains. And we're gonna go to 10%. That should be more accurate. Ah, shoot. It's not even touching it. I am having real bad luck with these chronographs.
59.1.
Is that foot-pounds of energy? Oh, yes, it is. Oh, that makes more sense. Why am I not getting the speed? Pocket chronograph unit. I want, let's do foot per second and foot-pounds that way. Okay. This is this is in yards. Audio. Yeah, let's read both of them. Okay, that should be good. 912. Okay, so that's better. Oh, my luck today with these things.
919.60.0. 902.57.9. 914.59.4. 956.64.9. 888.56.
Oh, that was a big drop.
1.
I must be running on here.
$932.61.8. 912.59.
Those are some big variations. This thing has got to be off.
900.
Anyway, so the point is that I wanted you guys to see about where it is right now. This is with slight modification. It's all stuff you guys could do yourself. So all you have to do is, this is a 3mm on the safety. You take the safety out, and then the power wheel on the other side. This is a 2.5mm. Oh, I'm sorry, that's a 2mm. And the other may be a 2.5. I have to double check right now. 2.5. Yep, the safety is a 2.5, and the power wheel is a 2. So you remove those two things, and then just be careful when you take this off. There's the 2 ball bearings, like on all the other guns, that you don't want to lose. And then after that, you have 2 bolts on the bottom, which are right here in between the 2 regulators, right in front of the fill port, and then you have another one right behind the trigger. and then those two will release the block out of the wood stock. And once you take that out, you can, you don't really have to take anything else apart after that. What you have to do is right there, because you've already got the power wheel off, so the adjustment is a 1.5 millimeter screw, and it's inside of the adjustment that the wheel is actually turning. So you're going to turn that tighter so that it actually puts more preload on the spring. But I'm going to show you guys, I'm going to make a video doing the actual modifications with the Huma stuff and with the the Saber tactical bottle adapter is pretty self-explanatory. It's like 2 bolts or 3, but whatever it is, set screws to tighten it. And then I'm not sure which bipod I'm going to put on here. I did get a GRS bipod for my Western Rattler, which will be back tomorrow. So I'll do a follow-up review on that at some point. But I am liking the scope. I'm eager to get it in MOA. It was given to me in mill, even though I don't know how that happened, because we went over how I think the MOA is more accurate because it's a smaller measurement, and you have, I think I just like it better. But anyways, I ended up with a mill anyway after that long conversation. So, but that's being rectified. I spoke to him, and he's going to make that right. So I appreciate that. And that's about it. So I'm going to be changing the probe to the Slug probe, the dual port, the version 2, the transfer port, which I really like on this gun, that it actually has a way to open that more or less, and the what else am I putting in? The adjustment spring, the new hammer spring that's adjustable for tuning, and everything that comes with that Slug power kit, which is the sleeve for 25 caliber, which I need to use. I don't really like that. I like a solid one, but it is what it is. And I think that's about it. The internals, and then also what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be doing this actually now. So this is a 25 caliber. I'm going to try to take all the measurements of this and duplicate it so that it's not a hollow point, so that it's actually a pointed slug. And this is a 22 that is an extra. I'm going to try to make this on my lathe, the exact same thing. And this one, I have another one. So this one I'm gonna just shear off the end. I'm gonna shave it off with the lathe and until it's flat, and then I'm gonna try to drill a tiny bit into it so I can have a pointed slug. I want a regular old school pointed slug if I can make that happen. So I'm going to try to do that now. I'm just going to take the measurements of this and make sure I have the piece of metal I need. I do have some cylindrical metal, rods, so hopefully it's what I need. So I'll take you guys back there, and let me just look like that. I'll take this. I'll take you guys back there with me and let you see the process, and hopefully it works out. And if any of you guys have your own slug press, or if you saw my other video on the press slug and you went out and got one, because my God, the amount of money that you save is so tremendous. I actually was commenting back to someone on that video who commented, like 20 something $100, you can keep it, which I understand. That was my initial impression as well. But when you do the math, especially now NSA slugs, which I used to buy all the time, they started making their own lead wire, and they're selling what they don't use. So they're selling it for cheaper than Corbin or anybody else. I've never seen anywhere, and I've looked all over the place for lead wire prices, and nobody sells it for this Jeep. It's like 82 bucks for a 25-pound roll. Corbin is like 60 something for a 10-pound roll. So it's a pretty dramatic difference. So it really makes it worth it, because the math breaks down to almost 4,000 slugs for 82 bucks. It's almost 4,000 slugs for 82 bucks is crazy. I mean, you're paying in some cases $20 to $30 for 150 slugs in 25 caliber. I can make 4,000. It's nuts for the price of 4 tins. My micrometer, did I leave that out there? I definitely need that. Okay, I don't think I brought it, so I'm gonna have to go and grab the micrometer real quick. I'll be right back. That might not be big enough. Okay, I'll be right back. I'm sorry about that, guys. But so I actually just bought this lathe. I have like a milling table on my drill press, which is usually what I use to do stuff like this, but a lathe can do so much more. But I honestly don't think this is going to be enough for what I am using it for, because I'm already running into times where it's like stalling out. So I've already been looking at bigger lathes, because if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it right. I'm just going to get a bigger lathe with more power. I've been looking at these I forget the name, begins with a W, online. They're like between 1,500 and 2,000 bucks, but I think it's in euros. This was under 1,000, but I mean, you know, you get what you pay for. A lot of the gears are plastic when you change the gears to do different thread patterns, different amounts of threads per inch. On whatever. I mean, you can make your own silencer with these. They're really great to have. I wish I had bought one sooner. I don't know why I didn't. I mean, I spent way more than that cost on other metalworking equipment, and this should have been one of the first things I bought. So, alright, that's on. Alright, so I got 12.2 millimeters, and this is a little bit wider, but you know what, it's actually 15, but that's in the center part. What's this part? Yeah, that's 9.7. so as long as I can go bigger than the 9.7, maybe I can leave the rest the full width, and then, because this is the only part that goes protruding through, and then obviously the pin. So I think it would still work if I was able to make it just have some sort of a bump out like that. Let's see. Oh no, I have a thicker one. Here we go. This is definitely big enough. It's a lot more material to remove, but this is, oh yeah, this is 15 and a half right there. That's perfect size. So I'm not going to do that right now. I'm just going to try to do the 22 and invert it to have a pointed slug. But I am going to do it. So I'm gonna make a video so you guys can see how I do this. I'm going to try to make that out of this, only with the tip inverted. So I have the hollow point and the actual tipped slugs. For 25 caliber. This is 22 that I'm about to try to do right now. So we need a bit that's going to, actually that one could probably do it. Yeah, we can do work with that. I may have to, let me see, I probably have to change these. No, I can put it right in the middle. Okay. And now I'm going to need a real small drill bit. Three that are not in here. Let's see where they went. Oh, I know what I was using those for. This might work. I know it's got to be very small, but first things first, let me get this thing going and get the tip shaved down to a flat surface. Up so it's not wobbling around. It's crooked somehow. I really need the 4-prong. That's another thing I need it. I'm gonna have to buy a better lathe. No question about it. Yeah, this ain't gonna work. Every time I try to do something on here, I wonder why I didn't just get the best, like the better kind of lathe in the first place. But sometimes we gotta make mistakes to learn from them. It's not really straight, and I also need to change that bit. That bit's not going to be too good as much as I thought it was going to be. Let's see what I got. Internal thread and boring bore, external thread. This one might actually be better. That one is going to go right with the shape of it. Unless this is going to be. Oh, that's from the side, so that'll come at it. No, that's kind of to make the point. That's not going to work. So So this one, but that's the other side. Alright, this is the one I need. Isn't it? Yeah, right there. Yes, this one, we'll take it right from there. It's too high. That's another thing, is there's not really all that many ways to do things on this. It's just very limited. I'm gonna have to change the jaws. See, if this lathe had 4 jaws instead of 3, there would be it would be so much easier to get this level and get it perfectly straight. And without doing that, you know, you may as well just not do it, because you're just gonna screw it up. So it's much more difficult to get it level. And the one that I'm looking at has a digital readout that tells you how far you're penetrating into something. It's much, I mean, it's more expensive, but like I said, you get what you pay for. Do it once and do it right, so you don't have to do it again. And I bought this one recently enough that I can just return it. I mean, I obviously I've used it, that's no secret, but no, I haven't really used it all that much, not considering the way I usually use things. Now these are just set totally different. The other ones can grab a lot bigger stuff, because I was boring the end of a silencer to be flush because I had sanded it down, and I put it on this thing and it bored it completely straight. You know, the point of impact stopped being changed. This is really the right tool to have. See if that's going to line up with this blade now. This is on the wrong side. So it is this one that I need. I was looking at it wrong. It's still too high. I need a smaller one. There's so many different blades for these things when you get them. Actually, these angled ones would probably be better, because I want to go right from the front. So this angled one right here would probably be perfect. I'll do it right in the front, and then I'll bring it right out into the front of this, like that. And then you could also turn this part. You could loosen this and then just angle that and then tighten it back down. What am I doing? That's too freaking high too. Alright, that's gonna have to go downward. To be honest with you, I probably could just sand this one down because I'm gonna drill it in. And that's not the part that's gonna, this part isn't something that I couldn't do on this. You know, shaving that down, I just wanted to do it as straight as possible, which this machine will do. And when it's upside down, it's in the wrong angle. This is not. And that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go straight into it like that. That should be perfect. I definitely need to get a milling attachment for the new lathe too. Okay, we're gonna just sand it down. Well, maybe if I do that, because I think it's, how straight is that? You know what though? One of those flat blades like this would work. Sideways like that. This. Yeah, that'll do it. That'll definitely do it. Almost there. All right, that's it. That's cut it down straight. Got rid of the point for the hollow point. So now, you see, now I'm just going to have to drill into that, which is, it's going to be a little complicated. I'm going to need to sand it just a little bit anyway. Probably work better with the hands together. Sorry guys, I didn't realize I didn't have a broad enough view. So I just was sanding this on here. There's just a bit. And I decided to do it with a freehand sander. Alright, now it's time to figure out how to make that indent. Let me put this back here. You guys can see a little bit better of a wide view. Okay, so I don't know if this is going to turn perfectly straight, so because of the way that this thing's been grabbing it, because I need a better lathe. It's the bottom line. But until then, I think I'm going to do this on the drill press with the milling table. So I'll bring you guys over there for a second. I'm going to be real happy if this makes me a pointed slug. Because I think the aerodynamics are going to be a lot better. Let me just get some on there to wet it. I'm not getting a lot of air over here. What's up with my air here? My valve isn't open all the way, I think. That's it. That's not the only reason. What the hell's wrong with it? Well, I don't have time to worry about it right now. I'm not gonna make you guys wait for all that crap. I'll fix that later. Where's my oil gun? Alright, I'll just boil it up a little bit. I'll fix that thing later. I'm going to have to start with this bit and go to an even smaller bit. Yeah, this is going to be kind of challenging. This up on the bottom, and I'm going to put more of the bit into the drill, into the chuck, so that it's not bouncing around, it's not like wobbling so much because they're such scrawny bits, because they will break easily. They will break very easily. bit is just wobbling. Like it won't go into the, it's starting to, but it's like bouncing around. I'm gonna try to see if I can get more of it up in there. There we go, let's just try to keep like a little bit coming out. And I'll just bring the drill down. This is too hard of metal. This metal is very, very hard, and it's very, very thin, and it's just ain't working this way. I am going to try one more thing like this, and then what I'm going to have to do is start this with my Dremel and like a little engraving bit, just so I can get the hole started. That's the only other way I could do it, like a tiny engraving bit, which I do have, but this may work being this far in. Let's see, give it a shot. Okay, so I guess the Dremel it is. So I haven't done this with this. I know this is very hard steel. I don't recall exactly what it was like. It doesn't say on here. That's just the size. I think it was like. I know it's like 40 something toolbox steel. It's some heavy duty stuff. So obviously, I can't even get a brand new drill bit to start going through it. I mean, granted they're very small, but I should still be able to get into it a little bit. Let me see if I can get any little engraving bits from here. I need the really, really tiny ones. Yeah, like that. These are actually round too. This might actually work perfect if I can hold it steady enough. Not that one, this one. I don't think anything else is small enough. That's the only one that's. This one is just not. It's not round. Well, that might be a good way to start it if I can't get it with the round one. Oh, you know what? This pointed one. I'm thinking this. Sorry. I'm thinking this right here. That might be a good way to start it. That might actually be a good way to finish it. If I could get that to carve it out of it, that'll be perfect. Or I was going to try these engraving bits on the Dremel. It's like a Milwaukee Dremel type thing. But it's, it's very high speed and, not very high torque, but it's very high speed. Yeah, those are the only sharp ones like that in here. Alright, let's, or I could put it in my die grinder actually. I could put one of the smaller things in there and then grab it in the die grinder. I think I'm really not wasting any time. I'll just grab the Dremel. Okay. Alright, well, like I said, this is the first time I'm doing this, so no hard feelings, I hope. I'm not trying to drag you guys around trying to figure this out, but I do want to get it done and just have you guys see how to get it done. At least one way to get it done anyway. But this is just another instance with that lathe that I could have had this job done easily the first time. But no, I had to try to get the cheap route and then regret it later and have to go get the expensive one anyway. Alright, similar to the AEAs. Alright, so let me put this in here. Before anybody says anything, I do not buy Ryobi tools. This is just the attachment to the tool because they made a pretty decent attachment. What can I say? I'm going to try the pointed one first because I think that could actually make the whole thing if this will carve into that steel. I mean, these are all metal capable bits. I just don't know about this metal. I'm going to find out. That is some tough metal, dude. That's some really tough metal. This one maybe will do okay if I can get it started with the engraving bit, which I think that's going to be a little stronger, a little more abrasive. I hope. Because I'm running out of options here. The lathe was really the best option. And it's my own fault, but I'll be fixing that very soon. Don't anybody ever tell that the press slug manufacturer that they're not using good material because this is some heavy got a little bit of a something going there, a little bit of an indentation, and I need to turn into a big indentation, or big enough to form a point on a slug, and then I can have some. I think the one making my own is going to be honestly easier. I probably should have started this one from scratch too. I may end up doing that if this doesn't work out, because then at least I'm carving it into whatever I want as I'm going. Battery's gotta be low because that should be more torque. Let me get this one off the bag grinder. Well, I think the black oxide bit that I was using at first might actually work now, because it's got a little something for it to stick into where I've been starting this. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to end this video here, and I'll leave you guys in a little bit of suspense, but I will continue it with a conclusion on exactly what happened and how I pulled it off, or if I started from scratch. So one of those two things is inevitably going to be happening. I'm either going to get this to where it will produce a pointed 22, or I'm going to actually, I wonder, you know what, just for the hell of it, let's see what it would come out with like this. Probably an ugly looking flathead slug. Oh yeah, flat. It's still gonna have a point. It's gonna be flat, a flat point. No, but see, if I just see how far up that's protruding, and if I cut it down that far, it'll round, because that point sticks right. That's all I really have to do is shave this down so that it comes flush with this. And I'll just try one just for the hell of it, just to show you guys. Look, now that is all I gotta do, is shave that much off of it. So that just solved all my problems. That, and then I'll have a straight up regular bullet. You see that tip is where the point would normally be sticking in. So that measurement right there with the micrometer, whatever that is, it looks like 2 millimeters, 1 millimeter, is what I need to shave off of this, and that's what is going to give me a straight up rounded bullet. So that is what I'm going to do. I don't know why I didn't think of that sooner, because they're rounded at the top already. The only thing I'm trying to do is get an option not to have a hollow point. So to keep them rounded, because I think it's going to be more aerodynamic. So, I mean, it's obviously got to be more aerodynamic, because there's no like big parachute of a hole in it catching all the air. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take that much off of it. That's perfect. Okay. Well, I think I'm going to be able to pull this off right now, so I may as well finish it with you guys if you want. I'll bring you back here. I'm going to shave this thing down just that little bit, and then I think I might have a regular bullet. I'll make it a two-part video. I'll come back and do this part in the camera, because it's going to be too long of a video by the time it uploads, you know, all that kind of stuff. So what I'll do is I will do this part that I just explained to you guys, and then I will come back, test it, and then I'll make another short video as a part 2. And then I'm going to be working on the crown today, or hopefully today. I think the shorts are coming in, and you guys are more than welcome to check out that video. Hopefully you will. And I'm going to be doing the Slug power kit and the other stuff that I mentioned for it, and the Western Rattler's coming back in, so I'll give you an update on that, and that's about it. So until next time, until later on, I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you for tuning in.